When I said this, then you said this. Or, yeah, I don't F with them no more. I don't mess with Nicole like that. Or, I just left I didn't feel like staying. I just left because I just wasn't feeling the energy in that room. I was just like, I'm over it. Or, I was trying to tell you, but you weren't listening. So, I told you so. So if you guessed Virgo, you are right. So this first video is going to be about Virgos. And the reason why I chose Virgos is because I personally know a lot about Virgos. Okay. So the first thing that I want to say is that this probably won't fit all Virgos. So I don't want y'all all up in my comments talking about I'm a Virgo and I don't act like that and I don't do that, because we are all comprised of 12 all 12 signs. And so some signs, so we're more than just our sun sign. So some signs are going to be stronger placements. So if you have Virgo at 15 degrees on your chart and 15 degrees or less, that's a strong energy. So some of the stuff that I'm going to say is going to apply to you. If you have Virgo as your rising sign, what I'm going to say is probably going to apply to you. If you have Jupiter in your house where you have Virgo, because Jupiter is expansive, then what I'm going to say is probably going to apply to you. And if you're a stellium Virgo, that means you have 3 planets in your house where you have 3 or more planets that in your house where you have Virgo, then this is probably going to apply to you. So just think Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, Lorenz Tate, Pink, Idris Elba, Ludacris, Dougie Fresh, Chris Tucker. These people are all Virgos, and they're all what we would call perfectionists in the sense that they rise to the top of their game. They just won't take any role. They rise to the top of their craft. So you won't see them just taking any old kind of role or singing any old kind of song or just doing any old kind of thing, because Virgos care a lot about their brand. They're not going to do anything that's going to tarnish their brand. Virgos study and they analyze everything. So let me just start by saying, I know I'm moving around, but yeah, I didn't choose the best place to sit, so deal with it. Virgos are ruled by Mercury, and so Mercury is a planet that really rules the air. So it really rules an air sign. Air signs are your thinkers. They're very analytical. They're very smart. So even though Virgo is an earth sign, Virgo encompasses and embodies all of the qualities of air signs because it's ruled by Mercury. I think I'm going to come a little closer like this. Anyway, so I'm being silly. So because of Mercury has such a strong energy, it's probably advised that if you're a Virgo, you try to wear like jewelry that is grounding, like this. I think this is pyrite or hematite. I can't remember which one, but anything that is grounding or having stones like this, grounding stones, black tourmaline, having that around you, because they say that Virgos encompasses the bad qualities of Mercury, while Gemini encompasses the good qualities of Mercury. And so I'll explain that in a little bit. Virgos, because Mercury has a lot of energy, Virgo, it either is going to come out as worrying, overthinking, or talking always saying something, always have to be the jokester, always got to have people like you. So with Gemini, they are the latter. Virgos are the warriors. So that's why they say we have the bad qualities of Mercury. Now, I'm going to go into some little other things about Virgos. So Virgos hate, they despise attention seekers. So if you're trying to get the attention of a Virgo, be the wallflower. It's best to be the wallflower because we will notice that. But if you are doing too much and trying to just get attention and trying to be seen, you know what? You're going to get the exact opposite of what you're trying to get, because we are not going to give you attention if you're trying to get it. You'll just get ignored. So you're just going to get the opposite of what you were trying to get. Another thing is that Virgos are very gifted, very talented, very unwavering in what they do. Virgos have a lot of stamina. A lot of stamina, meaning that they will continue to work and do things until it's done. They will outwork anyone. They will, because we love to work and we love perfection and we love to see things finished and we love to see it till the end. So a Virgo, and I remember this one video where Beyonce was saying, you know, I was working and I noticed that there were certain things that just weren't perfect. They weren't right. And I wanted to finish and keep working until I could get it right. And I noticed that everybody else was just wanting to go use the bathroom, take a lunch break. And I started laughing because I know that. I know that because a lot of times if I'm working, especially at work, people will come into my office and they'll say, hey, you ready to take your break? And I'm like, I'm not going to have a lunch today. I just want to finish this. Okay. I just want to finish this because we have a lot of stamina to work until things are perfect, until we can get things done, until it's to our liking. Another reason for that is because Virgo rules the sixth house. The sixth house is the house of service. So acts of service. So Virgos, if they like you, they're going to do things for you. Virgos, the sixth house is also ruled for health. So Virgos tend to be pretty healthy unless there's a situation where Saturn is in your sixth house, then you can be sickly. But if Saturn is not in your sixth house, Virgos typically tend to be very healthy people. They're usually very slender, very long and lean. So, and they keep that all the way up until, you know, they age, until years. They age well. So Virgos age well. Virgos have a knack for getting things done. So like I said, they rule acts of service. So anytime you're putting together a team, you're going to make sure you're going to want a Virgo on your team. Or if you're trying to get something done, you're going to want a Virgo to touch it, because a Virgo is going to look for those little small things that other people miss. Virgos are great people to have on your work team, and they're great people to have edit your work, have to look over your work. If you want something right, let a Virgo touch it, because Virgos are fixers. They're the helpers of the zodiac. They're the healers of the zodiac. And another fun fact too, Virgos don't really trust anybody to be doing work. They want to get the last touch, the last look at everything. So, but a Virgo will trust another Virgo. So if you are ever working, it's like we have a little Virgo gang. So if you're ever working and you see another Virgo and it's like, you a Virgo? Oh, when's your birthday? September 14th. Oh, you in there. So we have this little thing like, I see you. I trust you, girl. You're the only one on this team that I trust. We trust each other. We trust each other to be competent. Other people, not so much. But a Virgo, we're going to trust each other. Virgos are very warm. They're kind. I'm going to move this. but they don't always show their emotional side. So, like a Pisces would show their emotional side. A Virgo's not going to do that. You're going to know that they like you and that they care and that they love you if they are doing something for you. So, like I mentioned Pisces, and I mentioned Michael Jackson earlier, that he's a Virgo, but Michael Jackson has a rising Pisces sign, so can tell the difference. Michael Jackson has like wider set apart eyes, or he's passed away, had wider set apart eyes that slumped downwards. So he kind of looks sad, like he was going to cry, like he had very sad looking eyes. That is typical of Pisces. He's very emotional, and the way he spoke was very soft. That is Pisces. Even though he's a Virgo, he has a rising Pisces. And like I mentioned, Beyonce, I'll get to Beyonce later, because I'll get to Beyonce later. But anyway, look at me. Virgos can be very fidgety. Look at what I'm doing. I'm talking with my hands. And I just probably switched positions like 15 times, but it's the Mercury. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I have a rising Gemini, and I am a Virgo. So I have a lot of energy, a lot of fidgeting, a lot of talking, a lot of all of this, hands, talk. So I have all of that. So just ignore that, okay? So, Virgos can be very fidgety because they always need to be doing something. So they always want to be fixing something. They want to be working. They want to be cleaning. They want to be rearranging. They want to be doing all of those things, because they just have to be doing stuff. Whereas a Gemini wants to always be talking about stuff, and they want to be trying to get people to like them. Virgos also appreciate art and music. So if you want to go on a date, take them to a nice art museum or a nice concert. Virgos love music. Especially live music. Virgos feel music the way no other sign does except for Pisces. If you take a Virgo to a concert, they're going to take in everything, the whole ambiance of the concert, the lighting, the stage presence, the speaking, the feels, the everybody else in the crowd, how everyone else was into it. They're going to feel exactly what the artist wanted them to feel. Virgos love music. They love a good concert, especially live music, because they can feel the essence of everything that artist was trying to portray. They love music. So if you want to get at a Virgo's heart, take them to a live music concert. They're going to love you. Okay. Virgos, another thing, how they dress. Virgos, okay, so don't this is all Gemini, okay? This is all my Gemini rising. Virgos typically love muted colors. They love earth tones. They love blacks, browns, grays, navy blues. They don't like a lot of things that's going to bring attention to them, because they will be they like to be in the background. So usually if you see so I'm gonna go back to Beyonce. Beyonce brings attention to herself, and she's very beautiful. She has I believe she has a rising Libra, so she's very Venusian. Libra's ruled by Venus, so you're gonna see that beauty exude, no matter if she's just sitting down and she's doing something like this, like, you're going to be like, oh, she's so beautiful. If her hair is not even together, even that time when she cut her hair and just was like, you still was like, she's so beautiful, because she's ruled by Venus. She has that rising Venus, and I think she has a Scorpio moon. So not only she got a lot going on, Scorpio moon, she's got a lot of sex appeal. So everything that she does is very sexy and sensual, and she moves and she's moving, and everybody else is like, bam, 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 and she's like, it's a lot of sex appeal with that. She's got Scorpio moon. So anyway, we're gonna get back on schedule. Virgos can be very forgiving. So you can do a lot. to a Virgo, and a Virgo will forgive you, and they will forgive you. But then you keep on, and then next thing you know, you're like, where's Virgo? Virgo, stop effing with you, okay? Because that's one thing that we do. If you continue to, in that same vein, messing with me, and I've asked you or I've said, I don't like that, and you continue and it becomes disrespectful, we'll just be done. And we won't give you a chance to redeem yourself. That's another thing. Virgos do not give you a chance to explain yourself to them. They're not going to sit there and let you say, oh, the reason why I was acting like that. No, they just be done. And they don't give you a chance to make it up either. They just be done. So Virgos will drop a friend like it's nothing. Like F y'all, I don't need you. If y'all, I don't need you. I got enough friends. I'm my own friend. Anyway, so that's so yes, Virgos are like that. They're not gonna be that sign that's just gonna take a lot. You can't just pick. It's like done. I'm done. Over. Another thing that people don't like, I just thought about this. People don't like the fact that Virgos give unsolicited advice. We're always have something to say, have something to do. And it comes across as critical, but I'm going to tell you what it is. Virgos want to be helping you. Virgo is the natural helpers and healers of the zodiac. So we want to help you. So it may come across as critical, or we just button in or giving unsolicited advice. That's not the place that it's really coming from. The place that's coming from, we just want to help. We want to see everyone do good. We want to see everyone win. We want to see everyone do better. So if there's something that we know and we can lend to you some information, we're going to do it. And what we need to learn to do is say, ask permission. Do you mind if I tell you something? Do you mind if I give this to you? Do you mind if, and it will come across as a little bit easier on people if we ask permission instead of just intruding and just giving our advice. If we can say, do you mind if I tell you something about that? And allow them to say yes. Okay, so I heard you say that you like blah, 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 blah. I was thinking when you said that, I know of such and such and such. If it's like that, then it's easy to take. Now, I'm going to talk about evolved Virgos and unevolved Virgos, because some people are like, oh, what you're saying is not matching, because my baby daddy is a Virgo and he was nothing like that. Okay, true. And then again, there's a lot of placements on your chart, so they can be all over the place. So evolved Virgos are going to be very proper, very neat, very clean, very healthy. They pay attention to what they eat. They can be very shrewd. They can be very attentive. They can be funny. They're helpers. But unevolved Virgos can be very persnickety, very nagging, always think that they're right. Even when they're not right, you can't convince them that they're not right, because even when they're wrong, they're right. Because they're going to switch and turn the whole scenario into something that it never even was, just to prove that they were right and you were wrong. And they have, unevolved Virgos have the idea that their opinions matter more than someone else's opinion. So they'll say what they have to say and they'll be like, and I'm done with it. It's like, wait a minute. I think that if we're having a conversation, you can't just say what you have to say and then be done with it. I think I should, never mind. I ain't feeling this energy. That's the Virgo in me. But they can be very hypersensitive. Let me scratch my head. They can be very hypersensitive and easily offended. So those are the unevolved Virgos. Evolved Virgos are not that way. They want to hear people. They're very calm. They're very patient. They love people. And I think that's it. I think that's it that I want to touch on. There's a lot more, because there's a lot more placements and there's a lot more karmic things. And some people probably are going to ask, well, I'm dating this Virgo. I just want to know, do Virgos cheat? Yeah, everybody can cheat. Yes. And especially if you have a Mars placement in like Aries, Sagittarius, or Scorpio, oh, they're gonna cheat. They're gonna cheat on you, okay? Because that's Mars rules sex, okay? And so wherever your Mars placement is, I don't know. I don't know what other advice to tell you. Start asking people when their birthday what is, and when they were born and where they were born. Run their chart on the birth chart and start looking at people's charts. Then it'll tell you a whole story about them. What kind of and then pay attention to Scorpio aspects or Pluto aspects. If they have Pluto aspects or Scorpio aspects, they're gonna be so clingy. So pay attention to that. If I missed it, this is it. I don't want this video to be too long. It's already 20 minutes. So if I've missed anything about Virgo, comment below. Until then, bye. I'm going to go through all of the earth. So I'm going to do Taurus, Capricorn next, and then I'll hit the fire. I like fire signs. All right. Bye.